Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the mysteries behind those official company reports. And let me tell you, this latest filing from XMax Incorporated is a bit like a treasure hunt with a side of financial puzzles to solve. So what is the big news with XMax Incorporated today? It seems like they've secured a new financial lifeline not through selling more of their usual products, but by bringing in a significant chunk of cash through a special note. This essentially means they borrowed money, but in a way that could eventually turn into stock. Think of it as a bridge loan that might come with a built-in stock option for the lender. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of this convertible promissory note purchase agreement. XMax Incorporated, or XMax Inc., as they call themselves, has entered into this agreement with a company from Hong Kong called Billion Gold Holding Limited. Billion Gold is putting in a cool $5 million, and in return, XMax is giving them a convertible promissory note. This note is like an IOU, but with some interesting twists. It is set to mature in about 3 years, meaning XMax has that long to pay it back. During those 3 years, it is going to earn a 6% interest rate. But here is where it gets interesting. Billion Gold has the option to convert the money they lent plus the interest into XMax common stock, and they can do this at a fixed price of $7.8 per S-share. This is a pretty sweet deal for Billion Gold because if XMax stock price goes way up, they can convert their debt into shares that are suddenly worth much more than what they initially paid. This is a common strategy when a company needs cash quickly, but also wants to offer a potential upside to investors. It is a way to get funding without diluting existing shareholders too much, at least not immediately. Now remember, XMax Incorporated is listed on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol XWIN. For context, their common stock was trading recently around $7.7. So this conversion price of $7.8 is very close to where the stock is right now. This suggests Billion Gold might be getting a decent deal if the stock price stays stable or increases. It's a signal that they are willing to invest based on the company's potential. This filing also touches on item 2.03, which is about creating a direct financial obligation. Basically, by issuing this note, XMax is taking on direct debt. This is important because it increases the company's liabilities, and investors will want to keep an eye on how this affects their balance sheet and overall financial health. It is a debt that needs to be managed, and the conversion option adds another layer of complexity to how it might play out. Looking at the exhibits, we see the actual convertible promissory note purchase agreement and the note itself, which are the core documents we've been discussing. These are filed as exhibits, meaning they are the official detailed contracts that outline all the terms and conditions. The date of this agreement is the 18th of November 2025. This tells us when this particular financial arrangement was officially put into place. And finally, the sign-off is by Xiaohua Lu, the Chief Executive Officer of XMax Inc., dated the 21st of November 2025. This shows that the top leadership is aware of and has approved this significant financial move. The CEO's signature makes it official. Confirming this is a strategic decision made at the highest level of the company. So what does this all mean for XMax Inc.? On one hand, they've secured $5 million, which is crucial for funding operations, future growth, or perhaps working through any immediate financial challenges. The convertible note structure is a smart way to borrow money without the immediate pressure of a traditional loan where you might have to pay back interest and principal in cash. The 6% interest rate is also relatively reasonable in today's market, especially for a company that might be considered a growth company. However, there are always considerations. The conversion price of $7.8 is very close to the current stock price. This means that if the stock price doesn't significantly increase, Billion Gold might just hold on to the note as a debt instrument which still needs to be repaid. If the stock price does climb, XMax could see a portion of its ownership converted, which could dilute the value for existing shareholders. It is a balancing act. They get the cash now, but they might give up a piece of the company later, depending on how well they perform. Looking ahead, the key will be how XMax uses this $5 million. Will it be invested in projects that drive significant revenue growth, thereby increasing the stock price and making the conversion option advantageous for Billion Gold and the company? Or will it be used to cover operational costs, which might not lead to the kind of stock appreciation that makes this deal a win-win? From a Warren Buffett perspective, you'd want to understand the underlying business. What is XMax Inc. actually doing that makes it worth investing in? Is it a solid company with a strong business model, or is it relying on financing to stay afloat? This filing doesn't give us the full picture of the business operations, but it does show they are actively managing their capital needs, which is a positive sign for a company that's likely in a growth or turnaround phase. The risk here is that if the company's performance doesn't improve significantly, They might struggle to repay the principal and interest if the conversion option isn't exercised. In conclusion, XMax Incorporated has effectively raised capital that can provide them with much needed flexibility. The convertible note structure offers potential benefits for both the company and the investor. The critical factor will be the company's ability to execute its business strategy and deliver growth that justifies the investment and potentially leads to a higher stock price. Alright, that is our breakdown of XMax Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.